Good morning, ladies. I know you're already here. Very exciting. Okay, so waiting on Tangi, and I want to do a disclaimer for any of y'all that are coming in after the live show. I think it's important for you to understand how we have everything set up. Oops. Take this on off there. All right, so the way we have it set up is that we will do about 30 minutes of just meet and greet with everybody that comes into the live show. And after about the 30-minute mark, we go into our discussion. So if you're here just for the discussion on aging gracefully, head over to the 30-minute mark. If you want to get the full sense that you got to visit with a crowd of women, then stay tuned. But I know that there was some confusion on that with some of my, some of our other Mom Get Fit talks in the past with viewers that watched afterwards. So there you go. Let's see. So let's see. We got Simply 7 Living is here. Amy said, good morning, having cabbage salad for breakfast. Totally normal, right? Well, if it's egg roll in a bowl with an egg on top, oh yeah. That's about what I would do. Alicia says, good morning. Good morning. You're not late, Mama Cat. Tangi's not even here yet. I'm not sure what she's doing. Maybe she's, so I should wait till she gets here to tell you this. But good morning, Deborah. Good morning, Compass Rose. Good morning, Bandana Grandma. But anyways, I really wanted to wear a party hat today. I wanted to, and just the way it is, just how we're living right now, I don't have my party hat stuff. I wanted to go to the store last night. And then, of course, Tangi's like, you can make one. And my husband's like, make one. And I'm like, nah, I don't think I'm going to make one. So I was going to wear like a party hat. I don't make it most of the time, but I watch the replays. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. It's raining. So my nose is so bothered with it raining. So if you've noticed, thank you, Mama Cat. It's my birthday tomorrow. My videos haven't been, is my sound rumbly? I don't know. Is it better now? Tell me what you think about my sound. Huh. Let me see. Let's see what's going on with my sound. We're still early. We're still about 7 minutes early. This is just pre-visit. So those of you who are here, maybe it's 37 minutes. Huh. Hold on. Am I better now? I think I'm better. Tell me if I'm better. Yep, I thought it was last week because of Instagram, and then you said it was tomorrow in a video. Very staticky. Sounds like a lot of static. I don't know why. This is not good. Hold on. Let me see if I can get my daughters. I'll be right back. Yeah, I know. I'm going to see if I've destroyed these, and I'm going to use my daughters. And hopefully that will work. If I use the oh my goodness, how does she open these things? There we go. Here we go. I might need new earphones. Can you hear me better now? How about now? All right, these are already funky too because they got like such a different ear thing. Yeah, here are my little ones. If I log off, it will actually cut. It would kill the feed. So that's my only problem. This hasn't made it better. You gotta be kidding me. Sounds the same as before. you shut that door? So then it might be my internet speed. Maybe Tangi will get on here and it'll be all better. And we'll just make her lead the show. Yeah, I'm thinking it's my internet speed connection. I've been kind of having problems with that all week. Hopefully you guys can tolerate it. I'm sorry. Can I adjust my tenor and bass, reducing bass? Let me see. I need to go into I'm not gonna lie, I have to think about that. I am raspy today. I won't lie. All right, I'm not getting it to happen. There's feedback. Good morning. I hope you feel better. I am feeling a little better. I don't know what's going on. All right. I can live with you and a creepy robot voice. Thank you. Can you hear me better like this without the microphone? The only thing is we're going to pick up a lot of background noise, which I'm not excited about, but we can understand you. But you sure have sounded better. Thank you. I do. I kind of have a little throat rolling thing. So, all right. So, do you want it with headphones or without? So it's not my headphones. It's just my situation. Sorry. All right, so it's mechanical. So we have decided it's not me. So crazy. So crazy. So I can't. How's the cleanse going? You should ask, huh? It's going. There's Tangi.
Good morning.
So does she sound better? You guys, does she sound better than me?
Yeah, you're all weird.
They all agree I'm weird today.
Yeah, you sound like a robot.
That's what they said.
I haven't pulled up my thing yet. Hang on.
Hey, Tangi, I am a robot and I'm going to destroy you. Oh.
Well, you look slamming, girl. You got the whole flash dance thing going on.
That's because you can't, there's only one stain on this sweatshirt, and the other sweatshirt has it where I've been taking my my cleanse and I've dribbled it down my shirt and I look like a mess. So I'm like, I should change shirts. And you can't see the stain on this one. The life of a mom.
So can you have you tried taking it out and then putting it back in the jack?
Yep.
And
yep. I did it without the, see, listen, I did it like this too, and they said it was just as bad.
Yeah, it sounds the same.
So my internet speed's been slow. I've had a pretty rough morning because I've been uploading videos all week. None of them have uploaded. And then I went to move files around and clean up my phone. I deleted half my videos that I haven't uploaded.
Oh no. So someone said I was too bright. Or she didn't say I was too bright. She said, boy, is she bright. So
she is bright. She's all there, sister.
Actually, the sun's up now. So let me try just using natural light. Well, I say natural light. It's really cloudy. Is this okay or is it too dark? To me,
it's too dark. I like the light on. Go bright. Go bright, Tangi. Go bright. It is so cloudy here, and then I didn't realize, like, when I first came to this house, how good I could video in here, and now it's like I can't. It's crazy. All right. So I was telling them I was going to wear a, I haven't gotten into like you and my husband, but I was telling them about how I wanted to wear a party hat, but I didn't have my party hat stuff. So this is what happened last night. Tangi and I are texting, and I'm laying in bed going, I want to eat food, and I can't eat food. I'll just text Tangi all night. Then all of a sudden, all these text messages started showing up, and I'm looking at them. I'm like, why are they blue? Wait, she didn't write this, did I? I didn't write this. What is going on? My husband's sitting on my computer hijacking our conversation.
Yeah, it was Facebook Messenger. You were saying text, but
we were
messaging
sorry.
each other. Yeah.
Yes, we were Facebook messaging, and my husband totally hijacked the conversation. And he's just like, I like you, Tangi. You told her not to go to the store. She should stay home and iron my shirts. And I'm like, I don't iron your shirts.
That was funny.
I feel like when I'm talking, I should do this because I'm a robot, you know?
Yeah. It sounds, I hope it clears up though, because
I do too. I am a robot.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
I feel bad like I shouldn't talk because I'm sure it's a very aggravating sound or an unpleasant sound. Maybe not aggravating.
It sounds futuristic. And also, I meant to tell you the other day, I was watching one of your videos, your curtains. I love the curtains. Those are super cute.
Okay, seriously, because of the way that the thing goes, I think they match your background perfectly. I think they're like the perfect color.
We coordinate.
We do. Okay, so it's my birthday tomorrow. So somebody asked how my cleanse is going. Today's the last day of it. I drink these things 5 times a day, and I wasn't really hungry for it, like physically hungry. Mentally and psychologically, I have missed the pleasure of food. Put down your stupid coffee cup. You're making me. I'm just kidding. Tangi's over there, girl, and I'm like, where's my coffee? Make your noises. Show them the face you're doing. She was all like, no, she's just savoring your cup.
Yes. Oh, and have you seen my coffee mug? I saw a picture of this coffee mug on Pinterest. It says they see me rolling, they hating. And I was like, and at that time I was running I had a side hustle. I call it my boutique bakery, but I make baked goods and I would sell them. And so that was really going strong. So when I saw this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to have this. And so I posted a picture of it on Facebook. I'm like, isn't this cute? It's so me. Well, a few weeks later, I get home. It was at my door. My maid of honor, my friend Tammy, got this for me and had it delivered. I thought it was so sweet. But anyway, I love this mug. It's my favorite.
That is awesome. Yeah, you have a delay for me too, so it must be completely my connection. Things are rough today. Things are rough. So I've been doing the cleanse. I've done part of the cleanse, they have different levels that it works. And the best is where you fast for 5 days. And then the better is where you eat very clean, raw food. And no processed, no meat, no dairy. And, they have levels. And then they have just like, okay, you just take 1 packet for a month and you're fine. So I went, I'm like all in or none. So I did the best, which was a 5-day fast. And yesterday was a really rough day for me on it because of the fact that my stomach was bubbling and gurgling. I've been taking a lot of fruit juice and vegetable stock just to give myself something. And with my birthday being tomorrow, call me a wimp. I broke the fast this morning. I did. Tangi's looking at me because I'm like, I don't know if I can, it wasn't bad the first 2 or 3 days, but I broke the fast with an apple. I didn't break the fast with biscuits and gravy or coffee. I just broke the fast with an apple. And then I figure about lunchtime, I'll have probably half a cup of rice. Because after your body's gone so long without food, you have to be very careful what you give it. I will tell you, the first few days going into it, I was like, I could so be on raw juice and I could so do this and let me look all into it. And I really felt myself having a desire for really good choices. But last night I wanted biscuits and gravy, rice and gravy, coffee, chocolate pancake. Chocolate cake right now is a big one for me. But it could be, Shark Week came in at the same time, so it could so be that. And I just realized, and it really gave me a lot of thought too. Fasting, I don't think would be the healthiest way to lose weight because it could definitely invoke an eating disorder very quickly. Because doing well and then going to the point I did, I felt like, and here's one of the biggest reasons, there's about 3 reasons I decided to break the fast a day early. Number 1, my stomach has been doing crazy things. Or not really my stomach, my intestines. So, the bubbles and just the rumbling of just, I hate to say it, gas, but we're going to say gas for our friends here. The bubbles moving has been very painful. That actually has been, and I don't know if that's from doing the juice so much than the cleanse. Number 2, to break the fast takes an entire day. So it's not like you're done and then you just go back to eating normally. You have to have a day to ease back into food into your system. And I didn't want that day to be my birthday. I'm going to make a fantastic zucchini chocolate cake today so it's ready for tomorrow. So it can be ready for tomorrow. I need it for tomorrow. I want that. And so I don't want to have to put it off a day, if that makes sense. The other reason is it got me nervous that if I went another day, I would immediately begin binging. And that was the big part that started scaring me the most, was my desire to binge. And just anything and everything for nothing more than the pleasure of food. For that, the pleasure feeling. So I decided to break the fast today.
Well, I have to say that I can tell, the inflammation in your face is gone. You look so good this morning. You really, really do. You can see the cleft in your chin. Your jaw is all chiseled. Your neck looks good. You just look great this morning.
The weird thing, so I have kind of noticed that a little bit because I didn't realize, if you look for the month of, I'm kind of back to looking like I did in December.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look in January, my face changed immediately, and I think you're right, it's the inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't actually think about it until just now you said that, the inflammation. The big thing about it is, I don't know if you've all done any watching on Candida, but one of the things, when you wake up in the morning, when your tongue is coated really heavy white, that is Candida that's come out of your stomach into your tongue.
Really?
Yes. Yes, and if you spit first thing in the morning and it's long and stringy, that's Candida bacteria that you're spitting. Because your mouth, when you wake up, is everything in your stomach. She's over there trying not to vomit.
That's gross.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, you're laying down, things are able to move, and whatever your stomach is what your mouth is in the morning. So morning breath is really more of stomach breath. So if your stomach's not healthy, your breath is bad. And one of the things that this cleanse talks about, and a good thing about cleansing, is it will change your mouth breath because it's changing your gut.
That makes sense.
So
I've heard that. I've heard that people that go on cleanses, that sometimes their breath can get really bad, and that the smell will start coming out of their pores too. I've heard that too.
I hope not. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my stomach breath has been pretty rough lately, especially through January. Hey, good morning, Amanda from the Fundamental Home. Sorry, I just saw you up there. And I'm not ignoring y'all. I'm just a little bit caught up in my own life. Sorry.
Let's say a quick howdy to everybody. Recognize our peeps that are here. I saw that Josh from Simply 7 is here. I don't know if he still is or not, but he was the first.
These women are crazy.
So good morning, Amy and Rick and Rick and Alicia, which I'm guessing it's Alicia that's here. Mama Cat's here. Miss Deborah Cook, Compass Rose, Bandana Grandma. Lily is here. Shannon White. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. And then, of course, my home slice, Miss Amanda Bill from the Fundamental Home. Muddy Puddle is here. And Brandy from the Healthy Habits is here. Let's see. Miss Nora is here. Good morning, Miss Nora. Good morning, Hillbilly Homestead, all the way from Arkansas. And then my fellow Georgia Peach, Miss Mary Waynick is here. And then Melissa from 6 Times Blessed is here. House of Littles, good morning, Jennifer. And then Miss Sodbuster Living, Shalise is here.
Indigo Nelly just made it in.
Oh, good morning, Indigo. And also good morning, Morgan from Ahoy Homestead. Faith Fries and Fried Pays is here. Man, we got a full house. We got 32 watching, but only 4 thumbs up, y'all. What's up? What's up?
What's up with that? Hey, wait. On this birthday love, look, I can so be prepared.
Yes, good. You need to have that. Keep that in the background, girl.
Well, I'm borrowing it. Okay, so here's the truth. I have a daughter that's birthday's 5 days before mine because my desire to control things when I was 30 and I wanted a big 30 birthday party was I had her induced so I could still have a birthday party.
That's awesome.
Then my last one is born 7 days after my birthday. So, like, this is birthday party week. So it was hers on Sunday, mine today, and then next week is the baby.
Aw. Oh, we got 2 more people that have come in. Miss Green Gables is here. Asbury Homestead is here. Can't giving up. Oh, Faith Fries and Frappe said we got to see if it's a good live cast. Can't be giving it a thumbs up for nothing. They're going to make us earn it, Trish. They're going to make us earn it. That's good.
Oh, we don't have a reputation yet.
Oh, I can't believe it. This is week 12.
We've been doing this 12 weeks.
We have. This is week 12. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, I feel like it's a party in here. So bad about remembering to give a thumbs up. I am too. No, that's not true. I'm more apt to give thumbs up when I'm watching them on my phone, but then I don't always comment. I'm pretty bad.
See, that's me. I usually, when I have time to watch YouTube, it's because I'm doing something else, like folding laundry or washing dishes or cooking. So I watch it, but I don't always thumbs up or comment.
All right, I'm trying to adjust my background. There we go.
Yeah, Amanda said they've got the same birthday week in March, and we have our birthday week in April. So
you have yours in April?
My friend Ashley's birthday. Okay, starting with my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law, Laura, her birthday is April 16th. My friend Ashley's is April 22nd. I'm April 23rd. Jackie's is April 26th, and his sister's is April 27th, and then our friend Reedy's is April 28th.
Wow. We do in April. Ours go, I have one in October. So I have my one oddball. That was my first kid. She was in October. Then I have a New Year's Eve. I have the middle of February right now for mine. The 1st of March, beginning of March, the first week of April, the 10th of May, the end of June. Like, it's just like, bam. To the point, like, it overwhelms me now doing birthday parties because it's like one after another. And then there's a sense of guilt. Like, hey, I keep inviting you, bring a gift, and I'll cook you lunch. And we decided, and the fact that the cost is so high, and we don't have a lot of time to go do stuff. And with having 6 kids, we actually do more like, we go out and have memories.
Yeah.
So we'll go to the zoo. We'll go do stuff we normally wouldn't do.
Yeah.
So, we really like that. I thought the last one I was going to end up having her on my birthday. I really did. And when my birthday came up, I was like, really? Really? You didn't come? It came on her due date. So doing the cleanse, going back to the cleanse.
Uh-oh. Did you freeze up? Is she frozen for everybody else, or is it just me? Uh-oh.
My computer is probably my end.
Oh,
but
okay,
so, like,
there you are.
Did you get that part, what I said?
Uh-uh.
the candida on my tongue has gotten so much less every day.
That's great.
So it's like not all there. So that's a big thing I've noticed. I'm back. Do you guys see me now? I know I froze.
Yeah, I think they do.
And then the other thing I've noticed is I've been dreaming really well. So I've been sleeping.
Yeah, you told me about that on the phone. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm sleeping now. So how have you been? Because you're always looking fabulous.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. This week has been fantastic. It has been great. We're trying to get more active as a family. And of course, I told you guys last week we signed my daughter up for softball. So we are looking at fitness as a family, and that is really, really helpful. But also, I wanted to point this out because, and I mentioned it in my Wellness Wednesday video. I haven't published it yet, but anyway, we've always said that Mama Gets Fit is not completely about the numbers on the scale, right? That it's about your overall well-being, because being a good wife and a good mom all ties back to how we are doing spiritually, mentally, emotionally, as well as physically. So Trish and I have been talking a lot this week, and Amanda and I have been talking a lot this week about getting overwhelmed, that we have so much going on that we have to start prioritizing, saying no to things, getting rid of life clutter, as well as getting rid of physical material clutter. So some of you guys are going to notice that on this hand, I have several different nail polishes, nothing on this hand. And what this is, and I was going to take it off, but then I thought, no, this is kind of a reminder. Yesterday, I was decluttering my bathroom. And while I was going through the cabinets, I was going through the drawers, and I have a big shoebox, plastic shoebox of makeup. And I thought, why do I have so much makeup? There's only just a few things in there that I actually use. And I just thought, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be more minimalistic. I just want to make things simple. And so, and then I had I don't know how many different fingernail polishes I had. So I got rid of the ones that I knew I don't really care about. I don't ever use them. And then, so the reason why I've got these painted is because I'm like, I think I love that color. I have to see it on. So I was painting to see it on my skin tone. And that way to help me decide what to keep. But the point is that it felt so good to minimize. I got rid of almost everything in that shoebox, and I have just enough that will fit in my drawer. So I was able to eliminate the whole shoebox. So it felt really good. So it's been a mental cleanse, not just it's been a good mental week.
Okay, I'm feeling guilty here. I have makeup from when I got married. I'm coming on my 15th anniversary.
Chuck it. Chuck it.
But it's Mary Kay.
But do you wear it?
Not anymore.
Chuck it.
You're right. You're right. Because, and then on top of it, I have, so I'm kind of in between there because I've really started wearing makeup and enjoying makeup in the last year or two. And my daily regimen is eyebrows and eyeliner, and sometimes I put color, but it never sticks. And I do have a new palette of stuff because, when I got ready for the Christmas party, I really wanted to jam it up, and I needed to have some stuff. So it is good to have it like that. And I do have new stuff. I'll check it when I find it, in the house.
Well, you have to think too, especially eye makeup. Eye makeup harbors bacteria, so you don't want to put old stuff on your face. Sorry.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'll get rid of it.
Yeah.
I promise. When I find it. Yeah, and I'm gonna get rid of it because it was sitting in the mold.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, you definitely don't want that around your eyes. Well, and see, here's my thing is I don't have a problem with purging. I love purging. Purging is my absolute favorite. I love getting rid of things, but I want to get so down to the minimum that when I start bringing things in, it makes me, I want to be able to stop and think really hard. Do I want to be responsible for this object? Do I really want to take care of something else? That's kind of where I'm at. That is my thing.
I'm at the, I am overwhelmed with stuff. Oh, look, I brought something else in. Yeah. And, you know, really dealing with that. For you guys that don't know, we are anywhere from a couple of weeks away from moving again. And nothing's packed because for a while it would have been easy to move. Somebody's here.
Hey, Lily.
She can't hear you. Ha 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 ha. Otherwise she'd talk to you. Anyways, we're moving, the 8 of us are moving into 728 square feet. I'm not quite sure how or where we're going to put the clothes. And to be honest, I have a desire to be a minimalist, but the reality is my husband and I are maximalists. I'm not going to call us hoarders anymore. We're just maximalist people because we don't hoard it. We literally use everything. And I don't. Oh, somebody said I sound good.
Yes, you do. It's cleared up.
All right. You need to go, little girl. Shoo, 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 shoo. So I've been like even playing with my homeschool curriculum, and here, even though like I was using I've been using ACE, I kind of wanted to move out of that. And then I found myself overwhelmed because I brought all this stuff in again. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. But
well, I think one thing that that would probably help as far as like what you can pare down is if you have something that you can only use for one particular thing, but there's a way that you can, if there's something that you can replace it with, that you can replace several different things. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That would probably help. It's like, well, I don't really need this because I have this and it will also serve as these things.
Well, and this kind of runs into, so let's just jump into our topic, aging gracefully. And one of the things I've been dealing with is, especially with this cleanse, is where do I go from now to eat? How do I eat from this point forward? And I've been doing a lot of searching on that. And at one point, Tangi can tell you in this journey, I don't know, this journey has been really mental and emotional so far, is I'm like, well, maybe raw vegan would be great. But what nobody tells you on raw vegan is the fact that your hair starts falling out. Yeah, you know, and
you have to be really careful because it'd be easy not to get enough protein
and nutrients. And then, you know, I'm reading about, well, this is bad and that is bad. And where do I go about it? And realizing I have to get back to where I was. There was a point many, many years ago that I literally cooked everything from scratch that I could. And I did it to keep my grocery budget simple. I know, your poor dog. You ought to see the mean face she's making at the dog.
It's like, why? Why do you have to do that now? Go ahead.
Hey, you know, now that you've lost weight, your face is so much more intense. Your mean face is so much more intense. It's awesome.
I'm very animated, my face. I'm like the female version of Jim Carrey.
Well, listen, I'm right there with you. So I think that's why we do well together. But I will say is that, have your kids noticed, like, Mom, you look a little, like, more intense?
No.
You have, like, your mean face.
Yeah. No, my kids, the comments that I get is when they hug me.
Where'd you go?
They're always surprised. Yeah. Parker's like, Mom, you feel so different. And I'm like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? He's like, I don't know.
That's funny. My kids were like that. They were really upset when I told them I was going to lose weight. They're like, we really like you kind of squishy. I need to purge clothes. Okay, so.
Keep talking.
She's going to go after the dog. All right, so let's see. 6 times Bliss says she's getting rid of stuff. Mama Cat says what I need to get rid of right now are all big items. I've even tried to give away the washing machine because you have more than one, or because you just don't want it anymore. Because I'm all about getting rid of my washing machine to not do laundry. I'm good with that. Ahoy Homestead says she needs to purge clothes like mad. I don't know what OT means, but it says, if later you can mention if there is anything that can be done to lose skin on the neck. I lost 45 pounds, and it's pretty obvious. I'm 36, but it makes me look older. Collagen. Amy, take collagen. Amy has on there about needing to lose skin. I'm not going to tell you like I know how to lose skin. I'm going to tell you things I've read is the fact that you need to give yourself time, and you need to fill your body up with collagen. Collagen is elastic, and that's what pulls the wrinkles back in and everything else. Collagen, bone broth, gelatin, like not Jell-O, but the gelatin in Jell-O is what you need, not the sugar, and stay away from sugar. Indigo, I agree. I like Serene's and Pearl's story about being raw vegan because it did give perspective. The raw vegans on YouTube will not paint that picture, will not tell you the truth on that. They make it seem glorious and wonderful and vibrant. And
well, and I think it goes back to everybody's different. Their needs are probably different than your needs. So I think for the ones that say that it works for them, it probably does because that's what they need. But you have, anytime you, raw vegan is such a, I don't want to say extreme, but it really kind of is an extreme diet change that if you do anything like that, just be prepared that it might not be for you.
Well, and I looked at it, and when I really spent some time looking at it, it becomes almost obsessive about food. And that's the last thing I need. I don't have time to chase down 40,000 bananas a day to get what I need. Mm-hmm. And, you know, some of the things I've listened to and I've watched are the ones that come off of a raw vegan, and they've filled their stomach, they've stretched their stomach up consuming all this food all the time, that when they start eating other food, they don't have the ability to eat the right, they really lose their sense of proportion. Makes sense. My reason for doing that is this is after tomorrow. I have 365 days left of being 30, and then I will be 40. And the idea is, and the idea has always been, I want to age well. But anymore, part of the conversation I was having with some friends earlier was, what does aging even look like anymore? Because what was normal at 40 is, you know, is not normal anymore. Mm-hmm. On, you know, these women aren't I don't want to say women do not look like they are aging. You know, does that make sense? Are you Xing that one out in a different language? I'm sorry, we speak English here. Thank you. All right. Not that that's wrong, but it's like we don't actually know what he's saying, and it's a man.
Right.
So goodbye. Exactly. So if you're a man, be quiet and hide in the curtain. Do not make yourself known. We will X you out.
No, just tell us that we're pretty and give us food.
Just say, oh, ladies, you're so pretty. Thank you. Well, and you know, it's been funny because I really feel like if you go back to my old videos, I look so much younger now than I did then. You
so totally do. You absolutely do.
You're so my bestie now, forever. You know, go ahead.
No, it really is amazing. I feel the same way about myself too. I was going back and looking at some old videos just from like last September. Oh my gosh, like I can't even believe it. And here's what's funny is, I mean, I don't know about you, but in my mind, I'm thinking, I don't think that people can really tell how big I am from here up.
No, we can't.
But then when I go back and I look at my face, and I'm like, people can tell I'm overweight by looking at my face because I had a very round, pudgy. I was kind of surprised. I was really surprised actually. But right. I think I look younger too.
Well, and I think a biggest part about like what determines aging gracefully will have a lot to do with your health and your attitude, but your health and staying vibrant. Oh, Mama Cat, tell your daughter. Thank you. She said I look young too. Sorry, it's not going to take much to really just butter me up today. Lack of food, totally emotional. Hold on, Orville. Will you draw in the kitchen, please? Take your piece of paper and your pencil. Orville, James, will you go in the kitchen?
Yeah, Lisa said, I watched your video yesterday, Tangi, and YouTube auto-played an old one after it, and wow, the change. Right? It's crazy. And I really, I guess, I don't know if I'm in denial or just, you know, when you're living it, you just don't notice it. But
I will say, like,
crazy.
what really showed me how bad my health had gotten was being able to go back and see my videos from December and see the drastic change comparing my videos. And I was like, something is bad going on here. You know, something is not right. But, you know, so trying to figure out, like, what is the best way to go dietarily? And where this gets into purging is I'm buying too much of a bunch of different stuff in my pantry that they're not great stuff, you know, and it really hit home. I've been watching a lot about alive food versus dead food being the processed food, being careful about wheat and different things. And we went to a restaurant. Let me just say restaurant, because I don't want to be knocking this restaurant. I enjoy this restaurant. I had the soup and salad and it was yummy. But when I looked at everything on the menu, I was like, none of this is alive. And iceberg lettuce doesn't count.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And two, I think also the way we prepare our staples. So I have really been reading about sprouting. So like beans, a lot of us keep beans in our pantry. Now, back then, like before we became a microwave society, people would sprout their beans before they ate them. Or sometimes just like
out of accident.
Do what?
Kind of out of accident. That's just became the norm. It just happens.
No.
Or intentional.
Intentionally. And also, okay, so a lady that you guys should probably check out, her name is Angela Withers, and I found her through Esther Emery. She's been helping Esther Emery during the Skills of the Month Club.
Oh, and the one about sprouting the bread.
Yes, her. I love her.
I was watching that yesterday.
She is awesome. But yeah, so I've started following Angela's channel. And another person to follow that's really knowledgeable on this stuff is Road to the Farm. Melanie from Road to the Farm is awesome.
And Melanie has a lot of health issues. So like she's mandated. So she is dairy-free, gluten-free, frugal on top of it.
Yes. But the thing that's cool is that they are both very knowledgeable on the way things are supposed to be eaten. And really when you listen to it just makes sense. But so beans, especially if you have a hard time breaking down beans, if they cause you a lot of gas or whatever, try soaking them until you see a little sprout coming out of it. Because what happens is it goes from being a legume to being a plant. And so the digestive issues are not as bad as when they're just a legume. But even if you just soak it overnight with a little in water with just a little bit of raw apple cider vinegar, that acid helps to break down the phyto. It's like a phyto.
Lactic acid or I don't know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I started this. Well, and then I've been reading. If you go on to Mama Cat, side note. If you go on Mama Cat, if you go over to Esther Emery's videos, she'll have Angela there and on her, like the last 4 videos that she did, and she has a link, and her channel is literally just Angela. Just Angela is the channel name, which that's going to be a hard one to search because it's not a unique tag. But if you go to Esther Emery, and then she has a video on her sourdough. This morning, I actually started a sour starter.
Did you? Awesome. I've really been enjoying our sourdough bread. It's really good.
Well, and understand, you know, because I've been looking at the aspect of, do I just have to give up wheat forever? You know, do we need to learn how to live without wheat? And I don't feel like that's true. There's just every part of me, I'm like, it's in the Bible. God would not say it's not good. If it's not.
Right. And here's my thing. Jesus referred to himself as the bread of life. So bread is good, but how we prepare it makes all the difference. Plus, you also have to think that, we've done, the GMOs, we've done a lot of scientific garbage to our food. But I still think that even fermenting it so it can break down where your body can digest it easier, I think that is going to help.
So I'm looking at it. So that's one of the things I've been looking at. I definitely am feeling the desire to go sugar-free for my entire house. My kids are like, what? My daughter walked by. She's like, what are you talking about? Going into sugar-free, but using honey, just, moving my kids from sugar to honey and getting rid of and moving away from all of our processed junk. And there's another one I found, Darcy Isabella. I sent her to, she is so funny. She's a little bit spastic, and she does it in such a sarcastic, spastic, cutting in and out. And I'm just like, is this what a mama looks like after 10 kids and 20 years of homeschooling? Is this where we're all going to end up too? And she kind of really gives you like a nice little look into her life, but she's not a how-to type video person. She really just kind of like is like, here's what you know, here's some places to go, learn it for yourself. And she really pushed, if you're feeling ill, do a 25-day single ingredient challenge where all you buy is things that are single ingredients. And she said the big thing about it is staying away from canned food, because the canned food will, they don't have to list how much BPA they put in there, which I know things have changed a little, bit on that, but even still, and so she got into like going into that aspect. And it's funny because a couple years ago, I'd actually looked at a homeschool curriculum, and he advocated for not using sugar and how bad sugar is. And I thought, I'm like, you are like, listen, he calls for two things: get rid of your TV and get rid of sugar. And I was like, 4 years ago, you're just loony. You are asking above and beyond. The TV and the sugar, that's insanity. And I will tell you at this point now, part of the clutter I want to get rid of going into like the next year is TV. The TV, I really find that it makes us very dormant. I've been discussing with Tangi, I'm having a real issue with this. And one of the things is almost to the fearful part of like, do I stop YouTubing? Have I turned my social media into my focus and my preference versus my life? Mm-hmm. And that's been hard. And so I'm in a lot of prayer about how do I find a way to find the appropriate balance that I can maintain versus having to check everything out. I'm looking at my food, and what I've come to terms with and that I'm going to move forward in is one, I'm going to be removing all the processed food out of my house. And that includes loaves of bread. That includes, now am I going to go and purge my pantry? No, that costs a lot of money to put in there. It might be junk, but I can't put it in the garbage because I can't tell you how many times I've put it in the garbage. So I'm just not going to buy anymore. And I figured that would give my kids a good transition to notice, like, it's just not here and not realize it didn't come back. Is that your beeping or me?
It's my coffee pot beeping.
Oh, okay.
It shuts off.
I'm like, oh no, now my computer's doing something crazier.
No, you've actually, you're all clear. Your picture is good and your sound is great. But yeah, I was going to suggest the pantry thing. Could you? I don't know how much processed food you have in your pantry, but could you like set it aside like as an emergency, like your emergency kit?
What's funny is I kind of do that already unintentionally. Like when things were really rough and we were living in the camper, I bought Hamburger Helper from Aldi's in October.
Yeah.
I still have it in my pantry. Haven't used it.
I say that's fine. That's well, and that's like a Jane Morrell Stewart. She tries to feed her family very healthy, but she has her emergency case of macaroni and cheese, and she's like, just sometimes Mama needs the help, and
that's what I'm thinking, and that's what some of the stuff I'm really having a lot of thought into. So if this woman who does this has 10 kids. 10 kids. So I can't go and say I have too large of a family. You don't understand. Mm-hmm. keeping that in mind, I'm doing a lot of soul searching of what does it look like. Now, she doesn't also eat wheat, and I'm kind of like, I want to eat wheat. I know that some of that was making me very sick, but I want to eat wheat. And I'm just kind of now looking at it, and do I then eat wheat in a sourdough setup only because it's fermented? Do I sprout the wheat berries and grind them? Which I have, and here's the thing, I have all the tools to do that. I'm not going to say, I have all the tools to do that. I mean, maybe not in one place, but I have all the tools to do that. So so I'm trying to think of what's the best way to feed my body. Because at this point in doing this cleanse, I'm realizing I'm kind of getting a fresh start, and I want to be very careful that, I want to be vibrant. I want to be vibrant till the day I die. Even if I'm an old crazy woman in my chart, being just a burst of light out there. And I like what Heather said, choose your wheats and treats wisely, grasshopper.
That's what I was
love
looking
that.
at. That's funny.
That is so cute. But, trying to figure out like what's good ways. So in about 2 to 3 weeks, we should be moving. And it's a small space. But what it does is it puts us back on our property. And, well, it puts us next door to our property. Again, next door to our property. And it puts us close to the garden. I'm dying to garden. You're killing me with all your gardening stuff because I'm just like, oh, I need a garden. Since I've been over here, I've sprouted like 3 new avocado trees. I grow avocados all the time. I grow them in pots and then I never plant them and then I kill them. And I actually have an heirloom tomato rotting on my counter because I'm going for the seeds. So I'm like, I'm just going for the seeds already. Okay, the reason I have so many problems, I've not been on my phone. My phone's already ready to die. Yeah. It just told me, sorry, excuse me. Anyways, and then I'm looking at all the different herbs. So one of the books I've ordered that's coming, now, I'll tell you, Mama Cat, in a minute, is one that talks about like what vegetable to juice for what you're having problems with. So I can't wait for that book to come so I can learn to fix myself. But that's in awesome. This small, yeah, I thought that was really cool too. I promise I've bought a lot of books lately and I got to now make time to read them all. We are moving into a mobile home. We actually bought an estate. One of our neighbors had passed away and he had he had no descendants, and his brother got it, and his brother lived across the country, and his brother went in and pulled what he wanted, and he couldn't figure out what he wanted to do. And so we bought the entire estate from him, which means a lot of cleanup. Because this man lived independent till his last breathing moment. And I mean, he came home from work and passed away. So we've been cleaning that for the last 2 months, that house out, because he kept everything. He was an amazing, I think he was a prepper, actually. I think that estate we bought was from a prepper. He's got some really cool stuff that you don't find in Florida. Like there was a wood stove in there. A wood stove in the shed.
Oh, wow.
And Julie from Dirt Patches laughed. She's like, what do you guys need a wood stove for? I'm like, I don't know. I'm building a sauna with it.
There you go. That'd be awesome.
I'm going to build a sauna. But so the kitchen's really small. And all he was doing after the hurricane, he got the new mobile home. So the mobile home's not more than 12 years old. And he never used the stove. He cooked strictly out of the microwave. And the microwave is huge and the kitchen is not. So I'm actually we're going to do a trial run and see for the length that we're in there if I can live without a microwave. And my kids have just learned, because if I have enough, and a lot of it comes from lack of planning. Eating well doesn't work well if you're not planning to eat well. You can't just happen or accidentally eat well. And we've talked about this, like losing weight, planning what you're going to eat. You have to plan it, because if you don't, it doesn't happen. And the other day, I don't know, I had an hour or two to spare. And my husband's like, I'm coming home, heat up the ribs, because of course, I'm fasting. They've ate steak and ribs. I'm fixing to shoot them. I'm like, the smells make me want to vomit of envy with it. So I I started putting like the ribs or the stuff that we're going to eat, I actually started heating it in the oven because, to be honest, when you have a big family, microwaving isn't that convenient. You microwave this, you take it out, you microwave the next thing, take it out, and take it out. You do this cycle. By the time you're done, everything's cold. And so I put it in the oven and I heated it up, and my kids were just amazed at how much better the leftovers tasted when you heated them in the oven versus the microwave.
Mm-hmm.
Now they think they have to heat everything up in the oven and not the microwave, which is fun, which is like, so my kids are like, Mom, the taste factor is so much better. Don't use the microwave. And I'm just like, but it's so much faster.
Yeah. Well, that's like with my kids. I've told them, like, if we have leftover pizza and they're all
so much better in the oven.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, or just put it in the toaster. Put it in the toaster oven. Don't put it.
I don't have one of those.
Oh, well, we have one, but I'm just like, put it in the toaster oven because then it will taste like it just came out of the oven.
What's really good is I actually heat my pizza up first on the skillet on a dry cast iron, and I heat it up there first, and then it makes the bottom all crunchy like a cracker, and then I stick it in the oven. Do you see what I'm talking about? How I could binge? I don't have a toaster oven. I had an Instapot. I've gone through 2 Instapots. I have used them to death. They haven't lasted for me. I was so sad. I love Instapots because for me, I feel like, and then on top of it, so my pressure cooker broke. My kids lost the little tiny gasket and I can't replace the gasket. I have to get a brand new pressure cooker, a stovetop one. And then somebody gifted me an electric pressure cooker. So it was good until that one broke. And so I don't have a pressure cooker. So there's so many times like I would just make beans because I could have beans ready to cook in 30 minutes because you could break them all down in the whole 9 yards in the pressure cooker. And haven't had that because I do not have a pressure cooker. So I need to get a new pressure cooker. I need to move out the microwave. And we eat beans and rice, but, and a lot of people are very much against white rice. They're very anti-white rice. And when I was reading, it comes down to it, and I really need to find more about it. I got to find a good book, is about eating seasonally. And they say the white rice is better for the summer. Brown white rice is better for winter eating. And you eat certain things by the season, even when it comes to your type of rice. And I think that's good because people get so gung-ho, like, all you need is brown rice. It's like, white rice has a place. It really does.
I agree.
So
yeah, I think, go ahead.
Go ahead. Nope, fine.
I was just gonna say, I think all foods have a place. If they didn't, God wouldn't have created them for us. That's my thinking on that.
I like Deborah's.
Speaking of weight,
yeah, go ahead.
She say? Well, I was
she
gonna
said
say,
you can live without a microwave.
Oh yeah. No, I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say for the. So for those of you guys who follow In My Gardener, you can actually purchase wheat seeds in his store, 99 cents, and I have some. So we are going to actually try growing our own bread this year.
I like that. And tell me.
I was gonna say, and we're gonna be we're gonna try to grow peanuts this year also. So I'm hoping to have peanut butter sandwiches that we grew.
Okay, you're my hero. Well, and that's what gets into
it's an experiment.
Not to eat every peanut butter and jelly you grew, but you could at least have one.
Oh yeah. Well, and again, I think it's going to be cool just to see, because we're so used to going to the store. I can be in and out of the store in 30 seconds with a thing of peanut butter and a loaf of bread, right? But what does it actually take to have a real peanut butter sandwich? Like, how long is it going to take? Because once you grow the wheat, you have to thrash it. You have to get the wheat berries off, and then you have to get all the other stuff off. And Luke was telling me that it's actually quite a process. And then once you have that, then you have to grind it, and then you have to make the bread. So anyway, it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun.
Well, I'm at the aspect of, so here's some of my hopes. My daughter has a lot of digestive issues also. She's constantly miserable. And she can't stay away from the baked goods. I try to come up with something. I'm not very good at coming up with alternatives and trying to come up with alternatives. And I'm to the point learning about the benefits of sourdough, going, okay, let's make the sourdough. And if we make the sourdough, yes, we're going to get nutritionally depleted food when we buy the flour, not the wheat berries, but we can start there. I mean, and I even have wheat berries. I got wheat berries. I got the wheat grinder. I got, so I have, and I'm hoping, that will neutralize some of the gluten issues in the bread. And then going ahead and doing, and kind of moving our way over to using the wheat berries. And maybe I'm not going to be in a place that I can grow wheat. I might, but I might not be in a place zone wise to grow wheat berries. But at least I can buy bulk wheat and I can go through. But it gets so it gets so easy to buy 85-cent bread. Right. And I think that's what Faith is talking about. Faith Fries and Frappies. She goes, as a kid, I sold sourdough bread. I made $3 a plain loaf and $5 for cinnamon. Oh, heck yeah. We need to do that.
Well, and two, I think and really for me right now, if I had to grow enough wheat to sustain us for a year, we would need acres of land.
It's too much work.
It is. This is just something fun to do. This is just an experiment, and I'm probably only going to do it the 1 year. But just and I want to see. I want to be able to see it for myself and for my kids what it takes to get good, real food. But
and it moves into that part. I'm like, I don't call myself a homesteader. I thought at one point I was, and it goes back to Tangi and I had this conversation because I called it out a year ago where I was like, listen, I'm never going to be a homesteader. I'm old school. I got to go old school about this. And I think it's true. You have to have an old school diet that's not full of processed food. Better than sliced bread is a conversation because there was a time that sliced bread was not a norm. That was something new on the market. And did it really make us all better? It didn't. It really came down to it didn't, because we made our own breads. And we're home, and it kind of gets into, I don't have time for that. Mm-hmm. Do you not really have time for it, or do you choose not to do it? Because it's into any practice, whatever you decide is your priority. And so I'm looking at, trying to cut down our wheat. The other part is dairy. I got kind of now I'm going to tell you, my midwife is vegan, and I am not, nor do I want to be. And she's very much against dairy. And I have a hard time with this. I love dairy. It says milk and honey. Mm-hmm. But it comes down to when you have heavily processed milk, it's not really the life-giving that it used to be.
Right.
And so going into it's like butter is really good for you. That's been the biggest thing I've learned over the last few months is how good butter is for you. Butter can rebuild your entire body. Butter alone. I think, don't quote me on that, not a medical professional. Just saying.
Yeah, but it really does make sense though when you look at food in its purest form, the nutritional benefits and here's, this is something that we have talked about and I think we can all agree. Those first 6 days of creation, when God created everything, just like a parent, as a mom, when you're pregnant, you're nesting, you're getting your house ready to welcome this baby. God did the same thing for man. He created everything that a man would need to survive, to live, to thrive, to heal. He created everything that we would need in those first 6 days. And so when you look at an apple right off the tree with no pesticides, none of that garbage that we as man have created because of the dollar, then that is how we need it. That is how it was made for us to break down and to get what we would need to survive. And so I completely agree. I think that butter from a grass-fed cow that hasn't been heated up to the point that it's lost all of its nutritional benefits, I mean, it's crazy amazing to look at how good that food is for us. And you were talking earlier about dead food. That's what we have. And that's why we are so sick.
And you go through the grocery store, it's 90% dead food. Dead food, 90%. Don't even go down the soda aisle. That's just cancer in a bottle. And I mean, we're talking from a soda addict. You know, I like what Melissa said, body by butter. No, Heather said body by butter.
Oh, I love that. That's funny. And then Brandy, the healthy habits, she said, we are so out of touch with creation that we are sick due to our nutrition. And I completely 100% agree.
I agree. You know, and it comes into, and I'm looking at it going, I can get raw milk. In Florida, they sell raw milk for animal consumption. So everybody will say for, you know, animal consumption only, and you just go and buy it and you do whatever it is you do. So I look at that, but the thing that comes down to it is it's not grass-fed dairy. This is still grain-fed dairy. And that changes, you know, and it's kind of like, okay, that's better. But if you could get grass-fed, and I think the only way you can go grass-fed is if you did it yourself. But then are you willing to be committed to your diet, not to your homestead, to your diet, to get up and milk that cow twice a day? You can't leave.
I think it all goes back to what we were talking about earlier about minimalizing. Figure out what your priorities are. If that is your priority to be able to provide that for your family, then something else has to go. I think we try
like your vacation.
Like your vacation. Well, that's true though. Before you start getting animals, you have to, does your family like to travel? If so, then maybe you need to, you know, start looking for farmers in your area that you can trust. You know, we have to figure out what works for our family. But for some of us, we don't mind. For some of us, we don't mind milking the cow.
Well, and you know, it comes into if you can find the raw milk, you get the raw milk. But then are you willing to get the raw milk? You know, and then so this is what it goes into. I could buy the raw milk. Do I just start there and that's my simple ingredient and I take the time and I make the butter off of it. I pull the cream off of it. You know, I pull the cream, I make the butter. I make my yogurt. And then do I say that's enough dairy in my life? I can now live without cheese. I'm just choosing, you know, see what I mean? You know, it runs into this different aspect. If I'm willing, you know, how much cheese is okay and how much cheese is too much.
Right.
You know, if you're in the process of making it yourself, it would limit the quantity you consume. I can go to the grocery store and buy a 5-pound bag at $3 a pound, and I can eat it all day long and everything in more quantities than my body should ever handle. And so then it gets into, to live well, do I go back to that old school style of how much would I be able to consume? So let's see. I want to go back and touch up on, I like how Sod Living said, Sodbuster's like, what's a vacation? Healthy Habits said she went back to a grass-fed dairy, raw grass-fed dairy, and she could never go back.
Okay, there's somebody.
All right. Nora says, a preemie granddaughter that had a hard time gaining weight. Nutritionist told my son to add butter to her diet. She now weighs 21 pounds. And you know, the thing about that is she doesn't weigh 21 fat pounds. She probably weighs 21 muscular, strong pounds. Bandana Grandma says, gonna be a beautiful day the rest of the week. I need to get out and plant some winter. Hey, I'm going to tell you, I don't feel bad today because it is raining cats and dogs this morning here. Ambi says, when Americans became a more industrial society, that's when the food diet took a real hit. 6 Times Blessed said, I watched Consume the other day, and I'm now obsessed about our food.
Ow.
Heather says, Heather says, Trish, you're so creative. I think you should maybe think about making a small hobby to come up with a couple new and healthy alternatives per week. It will become your second nature. I hope so, Heather. First, I have to move and I have to downsize again. But I think I'm going to go in that way. 6 Times Blessed says, does anyone know how to find someone that is selling raw milk? I know they can't just advertise. You know, it took us a long time to find it, and somebody had to tell us about it. Faith Fry
Yeah.
says if you go to the Eat Wild website, you can find local food. We bought a herd share from a local farmer. That's awesome. It's raining here too.
And 6 times, I also live in Kentucky. We're both in the bluegrass. I know someone that does, but just like Trish was talking about, in the state of Kentucky, raw milk consumption is illegal. So they will advertise it as pet milk or for animal consumption. But if there is a farmer's market near you, that would be a good place to start too. Because it's kind of like a like a drug deal. It's like
a black market shopping.
So you know where I can find some of that liquid gold,
So I feel like I'm definitely getting to the point. I've been reading a lot. I think in the future, my life is going to go more into a way of limiting our dairy to good dairy, limiting our meat to good meat, not cheap meat, but good meat. And if that means in order to afford the good meat, I have to buy it, then I'm going to have to buy it. Right? If that means I have to raise animals in a way that is healthy for them, that doesn't require them to live on antibiotics, then that's what I need to do. I'm going to see what I can grow, and sometimes organic gets such a twisted little concept that, oh, it's organic, I don't, is it better? Is it good? I'm going to do what I can and the reality is, I hate to say, a pesticide-laden apple is better than a sugar-filled concentrated apple from China. Juice. This non-organic is going to be healthier than, white all-purpose flour with some commercial yeast is going to be healthier than a package of pizzas, the pizza crust that's meant to be shelf stable. And I buy this stuff. Oh, I'm getting feedback. Tangi's back. She had to run away. Oh, I like what Faith said. She said, organic isn't always better. Know your companies. It doesn't take much to be considered organic. Right. And then there's go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, was last year or the year before, the kids and I, for a field trip, since I do some stuff with our local farmers market, I got together with one of the CSA market gardeners and asked to tour the farm. And one of the things I asked him, I said, now, are you guys considered an organic farm? And he said no. And he said, there's a couple of reasons for that. He said, one, the red tape, the bureaucracy to be considered organic is ridiculous. You have to pay a lot more money to do that. And he said, plus, there are things that are considered organic that you can safely put on your crops. He said, but we won't do it. He said, because we don't feel comfortable with putting those products. And he said, and then there are some products that are considered not organic that we feel better about putting on the crops, like about their kids being around it and everything. So anyway, I just thought that was really interesting. So I think definitely make the best choice that you can. We're very limited on our grocery budget, but like especially at Aldi, I love at Aldi's. Some of the organic products are just a couple of cents more, like 20 cents more than the other stuff. So like the marinara sauce that I get, is it Simply Organic or Simply Nature or something like that? It's like 20 cents more than the other bottle of the traditional spaghetti sauce. But if you look at the ingredients, even if it wasn't organic, the very fact that it doesn't have high fructose corn syrup in it, it is really tomato sauce, basil, garlic, everything on the bottle I could grow in my garden. So I love that.
Well, and that's just it, and that's what I was talking about. You take those first steps, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to throw out my pantry. We're going to eat up our pantry, and I'm going to bring just staples in. And and so if that staple is just the fact that I'm going to use all-purpose flour and commercial yeast to make my bread, it already has. I mean, when you do that, it has flour, water, salt, maybe a tab of honey, and maybe a tab of oil and commercial yeast. 6 things. You get a bag of bread even at 85 cents. It doesn't have 6 things listed. It has a lot of stuff listed.
25. I've counted. 25 ingredients. Yes.
25 ingredients. Right there, you have just eliminated a bunch of stuff you don't need. Right. And I really am beginning to feel, and it's okay, and it's really funny. I got invited yesterday to one of my homeschool mom friends. I guess there's a little group of them. They have somebody coming in to talk about toxins today, and I've been invited to go. And I'm like, and I think she's about like, you better fast and do coffee enemas. And I'm kind of like, I'm fasting, I'm doing a cleanse, but I'm so going to be there. And it's just talking about the fact that toxins are everywhere. And I think this becomes part of the fact that ages you so quickly. I know this doesn't seem like a really aging gracefully topic, but it ages you. And really what aging is it's killing you. To age gracefully means you don't pre-kill your body before you die. And you don't kill it with things that are poisonous. And I don't want to become this organic, thing, but it just goes into just stop buying things with so many ingredients. Right. And if you can go ahead.
Well, I also wanted to share another alternative with everybody. We were talking about the raw milk earlier. This is something that I get. This is from a local dairy, and it is Kentucky Proud. It's an all-natural milk. It's out of Russellville, Kentucky, which is like 20 miles from where I live. But this is a grade A, low temp pasteurized. It's pasteurized at 150 degrees. It is non-homogenized milk. This is whole milk. When you get it, there is still cream in it. There's still cream at the top. Now,
have you heard about the dangers of homogenized milk?
I just know it's not good for gut, but other than that.
So what it is the fact that they break down the fat to such a tiny level. So instead of, to make it homogenized, here's your chemistry lesson. The molecules in the fat are one size and the molecules in the milk are another. So they separate out because of density. So what they do is they take those larger molecules and they slice them up a lot. So then they all mix together. And they do that. And there's been some links. You have to do your own research. There's been some links that all of that making the particles so much tinier is actually allowing it to seep through your gut, which is encouraging leaky gut because it's actually pushing the holes to be bigger. So it's allowing it to seep through.
Right. But anyway, I thought that was it. Now this is expensive for this half gallon. It's $3.25. And you also, if you don't already have a glass, if you don't already have the thing, you have to put in a $3 deposit. So your initial investment is $6.25. However, the peace of mind, because my kids love milk, and and I've even tried to gross them out by telling them what's in the regular store-bought stuff, and they're just like, "There's what in this?" So anyway, so look to see if you have something like that. We can. JD Milk has a contract with our local farmers market, as well as I can pick this up at the convenience store up the road. But look to see if you've got something like that in your area. It's not raw, but it's easier to obtain. So look for that
legally. And we have that too. Right. We have a milk dairy in Mayak. I can't think of the name of it right now. And it's a medium pasteurized. It's not a low, but it's about a medium, which is still better and it still has more life. I don't know what the A2 milk or the A2 cows are. So please, somebody explain that. But so that's kind of where I'm moving to on trying to not only age gracefully, but to help my kids and at the same time declutter, because I am a bit overwhelmed with clutter. And
I know that we've been doing this for over, it's already it's past 8:30, but we haven't done scale victories or anything.
What? All right, let's do quick scale victories. Throw in your prayer requests. We will see you next week. Hey, and next week is it the first of the month? No, it's the last of the month, isn't it?
Yeah, next week. Last of the month.
It is the last.
I think is it the last?
No. I think it's. Is it?
Isn't it?
It is.
Wait a minute, here's
No,
the
it's the
calendar.
first of the month. It's the first of the month. So next week is all questions and answers. It's all questions. So thank Carrie for bringing that up. And so then the first Wednesday of the month is all about you guys asking questions, and you guys lead the show. Ooh, Heather's down 11.8 pounds.
You go, girl.
How are you doing? Are you continuing to get smaller?
I am actually, I have a 1 pound gain this week, but I started yesterday. So it's Shark Week for me. So, and I have no, I will fluctuate about 3 pounds usually. So, but I feel good. I feel really, really good. And we went as a family, went for a walk, day before yesterday. And, I'm kind of sitting on the fence on whether or not to join a gym. We found out that we can actually get, gym membership through our insurance, and it's only $25 a month. I just don't know if I would go. That's my thing. I don't know if I would go.
Hey, so you missed it. You missed an announcement in the comments.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me. Let me see.
Gotta go back up. It's Healthy Habits.
Oh my gosh, Brady, congratulations. Oh my gosh, that is so great. Congratulations.
Healthy Habits just found out she's pregnant.
Yay, Mama Gets Fit is having another baby. I love all these Mama Get Fit babies. Oh, that's so awesome. Congratulations. Oh my goodness.
Amy, I'm so glad you made it to the live show.
That's wonderful.
All right. So we're going to close out next week's All Questions and Answers. So if you want to continue this topic, we can. If you want to go back into other topics we had, you can. We can do anything you want. I've lost a few pounds, but I don't think they're staying. So I'm not going to even, I feel good. I feel better. I haven't been sick for a week, so that's been great. So, all right.
I thought of another non-scale victory. And for all of my thick mamas, I hope you know exactly what I'm saying. I can see my belly button.
Looking down.
I don't have to because before
you have to lift things and move things.
Exactly. I can see my belly button, and I noticed that the other day. I had gotten out of the shower, and I was like, I don't know if I've ever been able to see my belly button or not, but there it is. So anyway, I was kind of actually pretty excited about that. I know that sounds so weird. I hope there's no men watching. Lord have mercy. But yeah, because like when you have rolls, it kind of clamshells your belly button, but now there's no clamshell. I'm just like, oh yeah, I can see my belly button. Anyway,
it's nice when your tummy doesn't stick out. I've noticed that because not being so bloated anymore. All right, I'm going to close this in prayer. I'm going to pray for adoption situations and health situations and babies and pregnancies, and just clarity for the decisions and the road to go, that we aren't starving ourselves in fakeness. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you again just for another wonderful blessing of just getting to come together and be in fellowship, dear Lord, and just to get to enjoy one another, Lord, as we walk in this journey to take care of our vessels and to be in the mission fields that you've given us to be, dear Heavenly Father. Be with those that are expecting through either pregnancies or adoptions, Lord. Just let them go smoothly and joyfully. Dear Heavenly Father, be with those that are suffering from the health concerns, that you give clarity and light on what the issue is and how to go from here. Lord, we talked today so much about the fraud, about the fakeness, about the wolf in the sheep's clothing that sits in our grocery stores. Dear Heavenly Father, it is so hard to discern between all the stuff. Lord, let us find authenticity in our food. Dear Lord, let us be nourished and let us be well. Lord, let us not fill our stuff with wolves in sheep's clothing, of fraud, of fakeness, and then not wonder why our bodies aren't working, why our vessels are malfunctioning, why our vessels aren't happy. Dear Heavenly Father, let us be aware, and then let us make the changes that need to be made to move forward and to be in your will, so that we can serve our mission fields. Lord, when it all comes down, this vessel is a tool. This tool, this vessel as a tool is a tool to be in the mission field that you have given us, to be of service to you, Lord. And if we're not taking care of it, then we can't do our work, Lord. Lord, we praise you and we're thankful for you. Lord, be with each of these women that have come today. Be with those that quietly sit in the background and those that come in later. Lord, let your will be not known to them, dear Heavenly Father. Let them know you, Lord, and live in the peace of your mercy and grace. In your Son's precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Look, hey, wait, G&T, tomorrow's her birthday. Woohoo, it's my birthday too.
That's
G&T
awesome.
and I got the same birthday.
Yeah, and I didn't mean when I told you, when I was telling you the time, I wasn't meaning to cut it short because I'm good. I just.
My mom
like,
showed up. My mom's here. My kids are like keep walking in and going, "Hey, Mimi's here. Hey, Mimi's here. Hey, Mimi's here." I'm like, I know. I gotta get off. I'll get off.
That's funny. Well, just really quick too, just a very simple thing that everybody can do right now. Stop using chemical cleaners in your home, because don't forget that your skin is an organ. We forget that. We forget that it's a living, breathing thing. Start using vinegar.
Oh, my mom's stopping in. Look, she's coming in.
Hey!
Oh, you look cute today. She's been walking the bridge, kind of a little jealous. And I just wanted not to like throw out there, Tangi didn't bring this up for any other reason, but Tangi actually uses the Norwex company, and do you have a Facebook page for that?
I do have a Facebook page, but that's not why but I'm just saying that's.
But let's just say you can go learn more about actually using non-chemical cleaners, because Tangi has a really, really cool company that she works with, that she consults with, that doesn't use cleaners, that actually uses different types of cloths that let you do those things.
Right. Yeah.
And so she'll have a link on her Tangi the Caver's Wife fan page to get there.
Actually, I posted a Norwex haul, and I've got some information, but that's just, even if it's just vinegar and water, just get and lemon out of your house. Yes, and hydrogen peroxide is also another good thing that you can.
Because I have a hard time like bleach. You know, like I've been reading a lot about like how bad chlorinated water is for you, and I mean chlorinated water is, as your engineer here, chlorinated water is chlorine is so important to get the water from the treatment plant to your house. You want chlorine in it, in those pipes. That's what keeps it safe. But after that, you don't. Here's something they don't tell you. You want to get rid of the chlorine. Chlorine is very volatile, which means it goes into the air. You pour water into an open pitcher and you let it sit, and the chlorine will leave it. You're not stuck there. But at the same time, bleach is chlorine. So, you know, be careful about using too much bleach. My mom just left.
Is she leaving?
In the car down the road.
She didn't take your kids, did she?
No, I don't think she took my kids. They would be like, see ya. I think she just came to show how awesome she looks. She's been walking the bridge. We have a big bridge here, and she's just doing fantastic. She looks so good.
Funny. Yeah, bandana grandma, that's one of the reasons why I started using Norwex, because the same exact thing, every single time I would use the vinegar, my family would go, oh, what is that smell? And I'm like, I just sprayed the counter. But yeah, I do love Norwex, and I used to clean houses professionally, and that's how I discovered. But I didn't want to make this conversation about Norwex because I don't want it to sound like I'm pushing anything. But
I am. I'm like, you should use Norwex. I like too is peppermint oil. Peppermint oil, you know, using the essential oils for cleaning. I am actually going to I'm going to a class today at 1. I'm going to a class on Sunday talking about just being careful about ingesting essential oils. And so I will be coming
a little bit. Yeah. That was interesting to me when you told me that.
So I'm actually going to a class that was brought up to me, and it's called like Mama's Natural Medicine Box. And it talks about, I like how we're like done and yet we're still talking. Um, so what it is talking about herbals and oils and tinctures. And the problem has come is that you can actually do a lot. Essential oils are so strong that if you are not careful, you can do damage. And ingesting essential oils has to be done so carefully and so knowledgeable. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm in part of a multi-level marketing group with essential oils. I'm not gonna even name it because when I started sharing oils, it made me so nervous at the complete irresponsibility that people use them that I quit sharing them because of it. And I just said, I'll get what I need. But she has dealt with the fact that some of this stuff can mess with children neurologically if they ingest essential oils. And yet people are like, oh yeah, take it. And so being in a multi-level marketing, you'll get people that mean well. Let me just say right now, they mean absolutely, like they're heart of gold, they mean well. But they will just tell you, hey, I was told you can take it, ingest it, take it, do this, do that. And they don't know what they're talking about. I'm going to tell you, if I told you about taking an oil, I have great intentions. I will tell you what I know based on what suits me, but I don't know 100% your situation. And I don't know what I'm talking about for you. I know what I'm talking about for me, but not for you. And she's dealt with pregnant women who has somebody in a multi-level marketing group that says, oh, just take this. And they ingest it. And she said, if you think it's bad, giving it to your children with the neurological damage it can do, it's even worse on an unborn baby. And so that has just kind of like, whoa, making me much more considerate. Like I was already pretty careful, but makes me much more considerate about it. But with that, it is amazing to clean with. Oh my goodness. Because let me tell you, to prove to my husband I had black mold in the house, I had a home inspector come do black mold samples. And I cleaned the kitchen when I was done. Before he got there, I cleaned up from breakfast. He walked in and he's like, whoa, you have black mold. He could feel it. It hit him immediately, the black mold in the house, him physically. But we need black mold numbers. He did his stuff, and the next week he called me up and he said, what the heck did you do to your house before I got there? And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, you killed everything in the air. My sample was void. He goes, your sample was like, it wasn't like, oh, you don't have that much black mold, you got all this other stuff. He goes, there's nothing in the air. What did you do? And I'm like, he goes, and by the way, you have peppermint in my sample. What did you do with the peppermint? I said, oh, I have a spray bottle with some peppermint essential oils, like a bottle with 4 drops, a big spray bottle. I go, I cleaned the counters. That's all I did. He's like, you killed the mold in the house, you ruined the reading. He goes, but and so me and my husband, he's like, I'll come back and I'll do another reading for you. But here's the thing, I'll come back and do another reading, let me know. So I keep telling my husband, I'm like, I get another reading. You want me to send him back in? He's like, you don't have mold. I'm like, because I killed the mold with the peppermint. So there's a lot of really good things you can use, between lemon and peppermint that are disinfectants. Mm-hmm. And you can use them in your house. Just be leery of how you apply them in your body. Mm-hmm. Is all I can say. I don't know.
Body, yeah.
And on your body.
And right. And I think, again, we put things on our body. I guess, I don't know. Sometimes I think of it like a shell. I'm just wearing it. I'm just putting it on. But because our skin is an organ, it absorbs, and we have to be careful about what we put on it just as much as what we put in it.
Mama Cat, I'm not telling you publicly. I will tell you privately what oils I use, but I'm not promoting any which one. If that makes sense, it is one of the multi-level marketing ones. You should try it as a glass cleaner. Try it seriously. I will try it. Thank you, Janty. Okay, so doing a vinegar spray, what do you typically do? I think I do like a 32-ounce spray bottle with maybe a 1/4 cup of vinegar and the rest water.
Yeah, I do like 1/3. I do 1/3 vinegar, 2/3
And I'm using white
Water is the
vinegar.
ratio I usually do.
White vinegar.
That's what I used to.
Not apple cider. That's too much money.
Yeah.
The white vinegar is pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will put it in my laundry to neutralize smells.
I do that too.
Right now, I'm actually using a protective blend and a purifying blend and lemon because, not to be gross, but we had a little accident with a cat and some clothes.
Oh, you tell me about that. Ah. Yeah, I use I like to put vinegar in my laundry just because it's a what's the word, neutralizer. It kills the smells. And yeah, a couple of people were asking me what is Norwex, and I probably should just do a video. I have a couple of videos where I talk about it, but basically Norwex is a company that is devoted to getting rid of chemicals outside of your home, allowing you to create a safe haven in your home. And how we do that is we have these microfiber cloths that have silver that is woven into it, and silver is a natural antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal agent. And so the way that the microfibers are shaped, it picks up everything, including salmonella. It picks up protein. It picks up all the teeny tiny particles of things that you can't see. Then once that microfiber has a hold of it, the silver kills it. So I don't have one of those kits that health inspectors use, but I've seen women use it. They will take chicken or raw chicken. They will rub it all over their countertop. Then they will take a Norwex microfiber cloth, the Enviro cloth, which is what we call the everything cloth, and swipe it over. Then they will take one of those little swab things and do the test. No protein. That cloth picks every bit of it up. So
Wow.
You are able to clean your house with just the cloths and water. And it's there is an initial investment, but the thing is they're sustainable. If you take care
don't you just wash them? How do you take care of them?
Well, they don't recommend that you wash it with detergent that has any fillers in it, or I personally think it's okay to use like a homemade detergent. Of course, Norwex does make a detergent that you can use. They actually recommend that you use it. But before I had the detergent, I was using homemade soap, and then just rinse it and then hang it up to dry. The main thing that they tell you is do not use fabric softener on the cloths, because that will break down and coat the microfibers so they won't perform as well. But what I was getting back to,
I wonder if you could work on. Now, I had that fabric softener. Yeah, we don't use fabric softener. We actually use white vinegar in our wash for softening, and not that.
Yeah.
But you can always boil anything you have. You would be amazed at the amount of soap that comes out of your clothes.
Yep, that's very true. That's very, very true. But as I was saying, there is an initial investment, but it's a sustainable product. If you take care of it, it will last you a lifetime. So the Enviro cloth will clean everything. We also have a window cloth that is really great for shining. So really these two cloths, this is the window cloth. I keep it here because I use it to wipe my glasses and my computer screen and my phone and everything. Anyway, so you can effectively clean and disinfect your home with just water. And that's what I love about it. Now, they also do make other products, like cleaning products, but those are for when that cloth maybe just isn't enough. So there's like an oven cleaner. We have a cleaning paste, which I know Claire, the cookie crumb Claire, she was talking about how the cleaning paste saved her desk, I think, from a Sharpie in her 2-year-old, because it will take Sharpie off of a surface. Anyway, but all of their cleaning products are natural. There are no chemicals. So like the cleaning paste is like crushed marble and is it coconut oil or something like that? And then like I bought a mattress cleaner. You spray the mattress and it's supposed to kind of like eat up the dust mites and things like that. It's an enzyme-based product. Well,
I think the big part is to go in your house. I mean, go into your bathrooms, your laundry rooms, your kitchens, your broom closets, and start looking at the chemicals, the toxins that are sitting in your house. And you might be shocked. And, you know, I'm all about making homemade laundry detergent, but then I found you have to have a solvent, and that's just chemically. You have to have a solvent, and homemade laundry detergent does not have a solvent. And so I alternate back and forth between the two, and I still have yet to find a happy medium to get the solvent in the laundry to get things really clean, because a solvent, the way solvents work is they actually go and encapsulate oils and dirt and such. Really oils though. They encapsulate oils and remove them from the clothing. And it just wasn't happening in the homemade laundry detergent. So I did go back into a solvent is actually kind of a chemical category. So your laundry detergents, your liquid store-bought detergents have a solvent base in there in order to absorb the oils. When you're making it from your homemade laundry bar, that's a pure soap. Pure soap is not a solvent. It's just chemically they work differently. I can't even get into more detail than that because I don't understand completely how soap works. But oh, Bandana Grandma, why did you have to bring up hair color? Why?
Don't talk about hair color. I color my hair. I am 36, almost 37 years old, and my hair is silver. And I tried to go without coloring my hair. I was like, I'm just going to embrace it. And I was loving it, but my family didn't love it so much. So I've gone back to coloring my hair.
So Faith did tell us there are natural hair colors. So maybe we need to look that up. Thank you, Palmetto Paratrooper, for explaining solvent as being able to dissolve. It's a chemical process title. Yeah. Oh, now we're talking about makeup. Y'all are killing me. We got to go. I
took the chemicals out of my home. But yeah, no, it's like I took the chemical products out of my home, but I'm keeping the hair color and the makeup for a little while.
Don't you feel like what do we have left? What is there left?
Yeah. Palmetto said I could give a crap less what my hair color is.
I'm assuming Palmetto Paratrooper is a Mr. Palmetto, not a Mrs. Palmetto.
Yes, right. Yeah, he's a part of it. Now, he's part of the insomnia group, is that right? But I can't remember if I don't follow the Homestead Network incredibly closely. I know that there's some people there that I don't.
Mr. Palmetto, be careful. You talk too much and we'll kick you out. You have to hide in the drapes in the background because this is a women's group. As long as he doesn't
talk crap like some of the other people that we've had to block.
We boot you. We boot you.
He associates with everyone. Yeah, he's very active in the homestead community though, and the prepping community.
But I think this is a very good beginning to going and finding what is good, and making sure. And this is a personal walk. And I run into the same thing. I love that J&T is like birthday celebration. Every time J&T comes on there, all I hear is what's his name singing, "Celebrate the night, come on." Birthday girls in the house. But it gets so easy to just sit there and watch everybody on YouTube eating this funky lifestyle, eating that lifestyle, and you almost want to just directly imitate what they're doing, and you can't. You'll make yourself crazy doing it.
And you make your family crazy too. At least my family.
All of my kids are quiet. Did my mom take my children?
Do you want to go check on?
We should probably go. It's time for me to take one of them sloshy little drinks. I will talk to you later.
Okay. You guys have a great week.
We will. And next week's all questions. Peace out.
Q&A.